For us. He's a sophomore, but he come on and played several snaps tonight, and he's gotten better each week, and we got him some carries in there tonight, and he did a good job for us.
Talk a little bit about our quarterback, Damon Pitt, and his performance tonight, connecting with Ron C. I know on 7 occasions had a good night throwing.
Yeah, Ron caught the ball well, and Damon threw the football well. He made some big, some clutch passes for us on the drive where Joel scored when we were down deep in our own territory, and I was pleased with both those guys.
The defense played well tonight. On one occasion, their big fullback kept on grinding it up in there and broke loose.
Well, I think that was a case of, we're up 2 touchdowns. We've scored twice pretty quick, and we go out and we let down defensively, I think, on that play. That's something that we as coaches have got to correct. We got to realize, we got to play our guts out every snap to keep something like that from happening to us.
Coach, we got 2 home games in a row. First up is Springfield coming in here next Friday night.
Right. We look for Springfield to bring a bunch of athletes and a lot of speed in here next Friday night. And from what I understand, the Lebanon-Springfield game used to be a big rivalry a few years ago. And, they're competitors. Their coach, Randy Thomas, he's a competitor, and he loves to win as much as anybody. So they're going to come in here with a physical ball team, and it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out.
Coach, speaking of being physical, any injuries that we need to note here?
Not to my knowledge. I don't think anybody's hurt very bad, just some dings and bruises, but nothing serious.
The kids that we lost last week at Father Ryan, how are they progressing?
Real well. Kyle's coming on. Chris Lehew's going to be out probably 3 weeks, and then Brad Clemens will be back probably in a couple of weeks. So hopefully by Game 5, we'll have all those guys back with us.
Coach, I appreciate you taking the time out and talking with us again on the post-game show. Good luck in this week's practice, and hope we can take care of that Springfield team.
Well, thank you, John. We've got to have a good week of practice. They're going to have a good football team.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take it back up to Clyde, Terry, and Tommy for the stats and the wrap-up.
We'll be back with more on the post-game show after this 2-minute timeout. Lebanon defeats Coffee County by a score of 33-14.
The post-game show has been brought to you by Fakes and Hooker, Southern Home Furniture, Auto Parts and Service, College Street Church of Christ Youth Ministries, and Harris Brothers Cabinet Shop.
Lebanon knocks off Coffee County in the regional opener for both games. The Blue Devils improved to 2-0. Coffee County drops to 0-2 on the season. Here with our final game stat wrap-up, our man with the numbers, Terry Stafford.
Thank you, Tommy. Lebanon defeats Coffee County tonight 33-14, going to 2-0 on the season, 1-0 in the region. Recapping the scoring, Lebanon got on the board first with 4:50 left in the first quarter. Ryan Auld scores from one yard out as Lebanon goes 65 yards in 11 plays. J.L. Presley added the extra point, and at the end of the first quarter, it was Lebanon 7, Coffee County 0. Lebanon scoring first in the second quarter, 9:23 left in the quarter. Damon Pitt, a 2-yard touchdown run as Lebanon goes 71 yards in 11 plays. Presley added the extra point again. At that point, it was 14-0 Lebanon. Coffee County gets on the board with 8:40 left in the second quarter. Chris Elam, their fullback, goes 80 yards for a touchdown. They add the extra point, and at 8:40 left in the second quarter, it's 14-7 Lebanon. And then Lebanon scoring with 8:03 left in the quarter, or in the half, as Joel Griffin goes 71 yards for a touchdown. One play, 71-yard drive. The two-point conversion pass failed, and at halftime, it was Lebanon 20, Coffee County 7. In the second half, Coffee County struck first, 4:09 left in the third quarter. Elam, his second touchdown of the night from 8 yards away, as Coffee County goes 19 yards in 6 plays. Shelton adds the extra point. At that point, it was 20-14 Lebanon. Then Lebanon on the last play of the third quarter, Joel Griffin goes 60 yards for a touchdown as Lebanon goes 90 yards in 7 plays. The extra point was no good. At the end of 3 quarters, it was 26-14 Lebanon. The only scoring in the fourth quarter, Chris Stafford, a 2-yard touchdown run, capping a 54-yard 10-play drive. Presley adds the extra point this time, and that's how you get our final, Lebanon 33, Coffee County 14. Taking a look at the final stats for the ball game, rushing yardage, Coffee County 20 carries, 106 yards. For Lebanon, a big night on the ground, 47 carries, 348 yards on the ground. Passing tonight, Coffee County 13 yards, on 1 of 5 passing. Lebanon tonight 103 yards as Damon Pitt was 10 of 14. Total yardage in the game, Coffee County 119, Lebanon 451. First downs, Coffee County held to 3 first downs tonight. Lebanon with 19, 14 on the ground, 5 passing, 19 first downs for Lebanon. Turnovers, the only turnover in the ball game was a Lebanon fumble. Penalties, Coffee County 1 penalty for 5 yards, Lebanon 9 penalties, 105 yards. Individually in the game tonight, their leading rusher, Coffee County's leading rusher, their fullback, Chris Elam, 101 yards on 9 carries. And passing tonight, Brad Sharon, their quarterback, held to 1 of 5 for 13 yards. Taking a look at Lebanon individually tonight, Damon Pitt, 10 carries for 16 yards, 1 touchdown. Joel Griffin, a huge night, 15 carries, 223 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Chris Stafford tonight, a big night, 18 carries for 98 yards and a touchdown. Ryan Alds, 1 carry for 1 yard, a touchdown. And Brian Reeves tonight, 3 carries, 10 yards, no touchdowns. That's 348 yards on the ground. Passing, again, Damon Pitt, 103 yards passing on 10 of 14. So that's 103 through the air. Total yardage tonight, Tommy, Lebanon really piled it up, 451 yards, defeating Coffee County 33-14.
Thanks for that wrap-up on the stats, Terry Stafford.